Hi, Chicago. Ann Rosen here, your real estate guide with Keller Williams. Let me ask you something. When you hear the word negotiation, does it feel exciting or slightly nerve-wracking? Because what most people don't realize is that negotiations aren't about winning, they're about positioning yourself so the deal naturally moves in your favor. So today I want to walk you through a real Chicago negotiation debrief and show you exactly how a counteroffer evolved and, more importantly, why we advise my clients the way we did every step of the way. This is a real-world Chicago real estate, so let's take a look. Our scenario involves a beautifully updated two-bedroom condo in the West Loop listed at $450,000. My clients, a young professional couple, had completely fallen in love with it. We received an initial offer at $430,000. Here's what's interesting. While $20,000 under the asking price can feel lowball, what really matters is what the market is quietly telling us at that moment. The West Loop had healthy inventory, demand was strong, but buyers had choices. And whenever buyers have choices, negotiations become more strategic. So instead of reacting emotionally, I asked my clients one simple question. If we want the best result, what response keeps us in control? Rejecting it outright could push the buyers away. Dropping too far would weaken our position. So we countered at $445,000. Why that number? Because moving just $5,000 off that asking shows cooperation without signaling urgency. We also reinforced the value. Recent updates, new appliances, fresh paint, and the unbeatable location near Randolph Street. In other words, we didn't just change the price, we strengthened the story behind it. The buyers came back at $435,000, and this is usually the moment when sellers feel frustrated. My clients felt like they had already moved enough. So instead of asking, should we give in? I encourage them to ask, how can we move the deal forward without giving away value? Here's what tends to happen in strong negotiations. You stop negotiating only on price and start negotiating on terms. So we counteroffered at $440,000, but we changed the conversation. We offered a faster closing, 30 days instead of 45. We included a few items the buyers loved, the custom shelving in the living room. Now, what's important is this. These additions cost my sellers very little, but they created a lot of perceived value for the buyers. So instead of just lowering the number, we made the entire package easier and more attractive. That's how you create momentum instead of resistance. And the buyers accepted our last counter. So why did this approach work? First, we never let emotion drive the process. Each move was based on data, timing, and understanding of what the other side actually cared about. Second, we stayed flexible on how we negotiated. It wasn't just about price, it was about certainty, speed, and simplicity. By offering a quicker close and desired inclusions, we solve the buyer's problems instead of just defending the number. And when you do that, agreements become much easier to reach. My job is to protect my client's bottom line while also making sure the transaction stays smooth and predictable, especially in a fast-moving Chicago market. Negotiations don't always have to feel stressful when there's a strategy behind every step. If there's one takeaway from this debrief, it's this. Smart negotiations aren't about pushing harder, they're about positioning smarter. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in Chicago and want someone who understands how to read the market, the people, and the timing, I'd love to connect. This is Ann Rosen with Keller Williams in Chicago. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.